All right. We're live. We're
Hello.
there.
There we are.
Yeah.
Hi guys, welcome.
Hello, hello. I see them coming in. Chat's filling up.
There we go.
Good
All right.
morning, everybody.
If you are just jumping on, good morning, good morning. Make sure you drop in your chat. Let's do a reminder. Where are you from? What's your store name? Oh my gosh, St. Lucia's back in the house. Susie, you're giving me all the jealousy right now. I'm pretty sure Wisconsin warmed up to 9 degrees this morning. So I, would still love to come visit you. We're gonna do some polls again today. You guys ready for that?
Oh, I
Love
saw
it.
a Wisconsin store in there. Where was that from? They're going so fast. This is awesome.
I know. Welcome back. I'm so glad you guys are back. This is great. We even have an extra face joining us today. It's going to be good. Kansas. We see Kansas in the house.
I see Misha's in the house too. Hello, Mishko.
Couple Kansas.
Ashton Peterson. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's so good to see everybody.
All right. All right. Well, let's get started. Should we do some polls to kick off the day again today? That was fun
Yes.
yesterday. I'm sorry, Texans. We learned our lesson. We added Texas back to the poll today. So let's start with the where you're from poll.
Look at this deal.
Texas is like, thank you.
We are a land of our own, they said. Thank you, Gretchen Hilly.
Yeah, right? I think there's also questions about like what actually constitutes the Midwest. How far east does the Midwest go? What's everyone's opinion on this? Because in Wisconsin, I would still say we're in the Midwest.
Oh, for sure.
Is Michigan in the Midwest?
They say it is, yes.
Okay.
People in Ohio will sometimes say it is.
Ohio? I don't know. That's kind of close.
I would agree. I would agree.
Ohio is the Midwest. We've
Yeah,
got
that's what I see. I have
Okay.
friends in Ohio and they call themselves in the Midwest. They're a Midwesterner.
We'll take you. Everyone wants to be from the Midwest.
I'm in Ohio and Google says I'm from Midwest, says Chelsea. Okay, Chelsea, as long as Google said it, we believe you. Outside of Philly. Oh, we got Ange. Ange went ahead and just dropped us a Midwest map.
I like it. Does anyone follow? What is the Midwest account I follow on Instagram? It's called the Midwest versus Everybody. Does anyone follow that Instagram account? It is so funny. Like the memes that they put on there are so Midwesty. If you're from Texas, just ignore. Sorry. All right, let's share the results of this poll. What do we have here? Midwest is winning today. Congrats, guys. Close though. Southeast 29% to 28%. That's pretty close. Texas third, Northeast fourth. All right. And then Southwest and Northwest. Okay. We need to invite some friends outside of the USA. Still holding in there today. You had more yesterday. Still 9 of you from outside of the US today. Welcome, you guys. Just quick note, if you're outside of the US and you're a member of the Boutique Hub, we have a Facebook group just for you. We have lots of Canadians in the Boutique Hub. They've got their own group where they collaborate. So it's fun to see that for sure. All right, next poll.
Canadians can finally ship again. They came off strike.
Yes. Man, there was a lot of excitement around that yesterday in the groups. That was fun.
I mean, right over the holiday season. Like, that's terrible. Okay, what's the next poll, Beth? What do we got? What do you sell?
Hub member, or what do you sell?
What do you sell? Let's do that one. What do you sell?
There's a lot of options there, so make sure you scroll down, guys, if you don't see yours at the top. We added pet, quilt, special occasion, salon and spa yesterday.
And I think you should be able to click more than one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So good. We did have several salons that I knew here yesterday. Lots of salons in the hub too.
Antiques. Oh, shoot, Linda, there was one we missed it.
Oh yeah, we did get an antique question yesterday too, Linda. Maybe that was from you. Gourmet popcorn and gifts. I love that. Jewelry and flowers. Oh, flowers. We do have some florals. That's a great boutique combo. All right. Jewelry, special occasion.
Toys. Rose says she's all but 3 of the store or those types of stores.
furniture,
You got a big store.
and coffee. Ooh, another good add-on.
Wigs, jewelry, and handbags, Lori. Yes. We've got a couple other people that sell wigs.
Megan, I see you. Turquoise, can't turquoise be an option? Turquoise is an option. Okay, let's share the results of this poll. Oh, equine. We have a lot of equine. Actually, in the hub, we do.
Mhm.
And Western. We could have done Western as its own as well.
Yeah, we
So-
have our own Western Facebook group for you guys as well.
Yeah, since we talked about rodeo versus non-rodeo yesterday, I feel like it's only fitting. All right,
Yes.
women's apparel. We see you. Home and gift, we see you. Children's. Oh gosh, several that sell men's apparel. 38. That's good. That's really good. Lots of you in footwear as well. Salon and
Jeff,
spa.
look at all those options Jeff has now to go buy clothes. Get away from that one V-neck t-shirt you wear.
I've got a hoodie on today, Sarah.
Well, that's because it's 12 degrees in Wichita, Kansas today, I bet.
Oh gosh. All right, last poll. Hub members. Who here's hub member? We see lots of familiar faces. We see lots of former retail boot campers here too. Hub member, yes, not yet. Former member should rejoin. Oh, I like that option. Soon, also a great option. So many good things happening. Yesterday I got a little preview of something big that's coming to the hub. Jeff, can I tell him about it? Can I give him
Yeah, go for it.
and give him word? If you've been a member of the hub or you were a former member of the hub, one of our biggest frustrations has always been we have so much information, so many training videos and all the things, the trend reports, all the things we do, and keeping it all on an organized dashboard has been like hard. And so we built a brand new dashboard that is just about to launch, and it's like Netflix style. It is so easy to find all the trainings and the things in the hub. So that is going to be really, really exciting.
Imagine the ability to veg out on your business building skills instead of a Netflix series. How powerful that would be. It'd be good. It'd be good. That was our goal.
That's the goal. I love it. And Retail Bootcamp got a fresh new layout, very similar this round. So layer by layer, all the 6 layers, very similar. All right, awesome. You can share the results of this one, Beth. The majority, yes, and then not yet, and formers. Formers, you guys are always welcome back. We'd love to have you back. All right, let's get started today. Sarah, Jeff, you guys ready?
Yep.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Is anyone new here in the chat today that wasn't here yesterday, or maybe you caught the replay yesterday? As a reminder, we are saving the replay for you. They will only be available for a limited time. So be here as long as you possibly can. Come back tomorrow when we talk all about inventory and all the things. We want to get you guys as much information, no fluff, just hard hitting, whatever will build your business over the next 2 days. That's the goal. So again, best year yet. I think this is our 7th year doing it. It's always been our favorite training of the year. It's a great way to kick off the year, all of us together. And today's topic, yesterday was all about that foundation that we talked about. Today we want to talk about building super fans, right? How to build a business that can run itself by creating a base of super fans. We all read the Fans First book as a team this year, and this is like our mission going into the next year. So we're going to dig all into that today. Just as a reminder, as we get started today, if you take a picture, tag us on Instagram at the Boutique Hub. We're going to give away 1 free retail boot camp. Again, enrollment is open right now for Retail Bootcamp. It closes at the end of the month. So limited time to get in there. And then those of you that purchase Retail Bootcamp throughout Best Year Yet, so in the next 2 days, we're going to put you in a giveaway for a free VIP call. And that's a very limited group. It's a very small group. So that would be an awesome opportunity to get live one-on-one coaching with us as well. All right. Let's meet our coaches for the day. If we haven't met yet, my name is Ashley. I'm the founder and CEO here at the Hub and also at our company Hubventory, our wholesale platform built by the industry for the industry. And for 12 years, my passion has simply been changing the lives of small business owners. That's what we do. That's why we show up every single day. I just really believe, you guys, I'm from a small town in North Dakota, 1,600 people, no stoplight, no fast food, no nothing, very small town. But we had a thriving retail community. And after college, I went to work in economic development in that small hometown of mine for about 7 years. And I fell so in love with the passion that these small business owners had, and anything I could do to grow their business, like that was my mission. And so from economic development to working here at the Boutique Hub, I feel like it's all very much in alignment, because I've seen firsthand when you change a business, you change someone's life. And that changed their family's life, and that changed generations. that also changes the lives of the people that work in that small business. And then really, in turn, it changes the face of the community as well. So we were so fortunate in that small town to have, again, a really strong small business community that made a lot of opportunity for people. So retail is definitely possible, no matter how big or how small that town is, for sure. I'm so lucky today, you guys. We have an amazing team here at the Hub. I know many of you have had an opportunity to meet many of our team members online or in person at the Boutique Summit or at Market. This is two of the best coaches in the industry by far. These two are amazing. They're passionate. Their knowledge is just second to none. So you guys are so lucky to have them on board today. Sarah, let's start with you.
Hey guys, I'm super excited to be back today. If you guys missed yesterday, please jump back in and take a listen to that. There's lots of great takeaways for you. But I started in retail back in the 90s, back in 1992. When I was in high school, yes, I'm that old. And I would leave high school in the middle of the day and go work at a ladies apparel store and just do all really like the grunt work. And man, it was the best training environment for me ever. It really sparked an interest in community service, serving customers, building super fans like we're going to talk about today. And I eventually went on to study retail merchandising in college, went on to get my MBA, all of those kind of things, but bought the store later on in life, expanded it into multiple locations, went online with it, taught entrepreneurship at the university. And then Ashley would always shop at my store, and she and I would have some really awesome conversations about retail and business and consumer behavior and why people buy. And we'd geek out about all these kind of things. And one night, honestly, over a beer, she goes, let's do it. Come to the Boutique Hub. Let's build out the education side of this. Let's build out that more community aspect. And here I am in 2017, sold the store and started here at the Boutique Hub. And now I coach retail boot camp. I'm inside all the education things here at the Boutique Hub. And yeah, best year yet is one of them. And it's fun to help you guys kickstart your year every year. So I always say I'm an open book, guys. I have been around the block quite a few times, and I'm happy to share all my experiences and wisdom and what I'm hearing from retailers across the country. So that's who I am. That's what I'm here today to help you guys do. So thanks for having me. Jeff, baton is to you.
Hey guys, so I'm Jeff. I'm the director of marketing here at the Boutique Hub, and then I also run Boutique Hub Black. I've been involved in the online sales and online marketing industry for a little over a decade, pretty seriously. I actually cut my teeth in the network marketing industry, so selling shampoo and vitamins, but like not really, but like teaching people how to sell shampoo and vitamins, and then that has evolved. I've been with the Boutique Hub for 6 years, 5.5 years, something like that. I don't know. And then, and then here in 2023, we started Boutique Hub Black. And so Boutique Hub Black really opened my eyes to the boutique industry and the retail industry in a major way. Right now, I consult with right around 100 boutique owners every single week. And I actually have the opportunity to get on one-on-one and review the traffic channels, the sales channels, and the marketing opportunities for those 100 different boutique owners every week. And so like I have the opportunity to get on and see what's working and see what's not working. And I've learned more about the boutique industry since 2023 than I did all the years previous. And I'm pretty sure Sarah would vouch for that. But I just, one thing that I've discovered inside the boutique industry is there is still a very clear path to success, no matter all the news, no matter the industry trends, no matter the other boutique owners that are going out of business. Trust me, there's still a very clear path to success. I'm going to share a little bit with you guys today about what that path looks like. But super excited for the future of the industry. Love working with each and every one of you. Love seeing you guys take charge of your own future, take charge of your own traffic channels, take charge of your own profit channels. And then I will have to say this is that, when people come to me in Boutique Hub Black, the best people there are, the best business owners there are the business owners that have been through retail boot camp. And so just because their foundation is so wide, it's so sturdy, it's so robust, and they have all the basic building blocks in place, that we're able to accelerate in such a different way than the ones that have not been through retail boot camp yet. And so anyway, that's who I am. That's kind of what I do here.
It's herding cats. I love it.
I like it.
Well, so glad that you guys are here. All right. There's a few that are not yet members of the hub. So there was a lot of questions on this yesterday. So I put this slide in here just to kind of give you an idea of like what the lay of the land is. So the main thing that we do here at the hub is our membership. This is where we show up every single day. I was talking about that new dashboard that we have. And really it's three things that we focus on. We focus on community, we focus on education, and we focus on wholesale connection. And within those things, there's just a lot more. We do seasonal trend reports that are, across all industries, industry news, live events, resources, discounts, member exclusives, all the things. So membership's the main thing we do. But then twice a year, retail boot camp's like, okay, college enrollment. Like if you're serious about it, you want live group coaching, that's retail boot camp. And then you have lifetime access to do live group coaching twice a year, every year, for as long as you want. Ange is in the chat today. Ange has probably done retail boot camp like 15 times. Not gonna lie. She always shows up, just like Sandy yesterday. It's incredible. And then like Jeff said, after retail boot camp, when you have that foundation and you're, a store that's ready to pour the traffic on top, the crunchy cheese layer, like we talked about yesterday, that is Boutique Hub Black. And we've seen some amazing acceleration and growth for the stores in that program as well. So today we're digging into all about creating traffic and super fans. We're going to talk about content. We're going to talk about sales strategy. We're going to talk about tracking and get into the nuts and bolts of how to make this work. And again, if I'm going to reference, if you saw this yesterday, this is our 6 layers that it's kind of our signature series for building retail businesses after feedback from literally thousands of stores. This is how we see stores being successful, is starting with the ground up. So starting with the foundation. Yesterday, a lot of our coaching came from the foundation. Then we move into products and really making sure we're pricing and we're managing inventory and we know our turn. We understand our cash flow and our where does our money go formula. Those are all things we will cover tomorrow. Then we look at team. Are you moving into being that CEO versus entrepreneur? Then we like to analyze sales strategy and sales channels. How are we showing up? How are we merchandising? How are we training our team to sell? And then finally, the last 2 layers, the content strategy, and then the actual content, traffic, and marketing channels. So again, this is the layer that we always want to coach into. And today we're going to focus on these 2 top layers for all of our content. All right, so Sarah, you've got to introduce how this book came into our world and how it's kind of changed how we view the industry.
Yes. I do have to ask. I see a lot of people asking about it, but who has read the fans' first book? It's about the Savannah Bananas. Anybody? Yes. Anybody read that? The thing is, the Savannah Bananas, if you guys have watched any of their TikToks, any of their videos, like they reinvented baseball. They made baseball fun again for the non-baseball hardcore fans, right? Like to take the whole family to the ballpark, to have an experience, all of this stuff. And so there's lots to learn. You may think, okay, Sarah, why are you talking about a book about baseball? But I'm not. I'm talking about a book about building fans. What do? Fans show back up. Fans support a business, fans support a cause, all of those things. And in your business, that's what you're wanting to do, right? You want super fans. You want people that are going to ride and die with you. They are going to be there for all the new launches. They're going to be there for all the events. They're going to be there and share and like and comment and do all the things on the social. When you guys put something out there, they're there for it, right? That's what a super fan is. And it's hard to build a business anymore without them. So the whole idea, and if you want to go to the next slide, the whole idea with super fans in this book right here, it's by Jess Cole, and there's a QR code for you guys. So I know a number of you guys are going to want to look this up, but the whole idea is that at the core, it means serving others. At the core of building super fans, it means serving others, putting them first, creating that memorable experience for them, inspiring a community, going above and beyond. All these things that I swear somebody's saying, I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
Somebody right now is saying, I can barely, show up on time. I don't have time to make my customers super fans. I don't have time to put them first. I don't have time to create these experiences for them. But the thing is, the world is a very, very diluted place when it comes to retail and options. Every time you swipe your thumb, you are getting inundated with a new product or a new offer. And in order to create those people that are loyal to you, that are going to show up and repeat buy from you, You have to serve them. So this book is so fast to read. It's super engaging. It's one of the quickest reads I've ever read, and highly encourage you guys all to make time. Use this QR code, grab the book. You can get the audio, all the things, but this is going to walk you through this book. And what we're talking about today is giving your customers that experience that is going to elevate them to love you, trust you, keep showing up, and expect, like, what's the next big thing? What else are they going to do, to wow me? It's the wow factor.
Yeah.
So when you're thinking about who your customer is, we talked a little bit about this yesterday, and I love the 4 guests that we had yesterday. They all talked about when their business really changed and they started doing much better in business financially is when they got really narrowed down, laser focused about who their customer is. Who their customer is. So you're not just shooting out, throwing content and marketing to just anybody. And you guys have been served ads before that you're like, why am I getting this? This isn't speaking to me. I have no interest in this stuff, right? What a waste of time that is for whoever put that together. You want to know, like, who is your customer? What do they need? What problems do they have? How can you serve them? How can you help them live their better life? How can you bring out the best version of them through your offerings? And so what we like to teach inside Retail Bootcamp is all about conducting these customer surveys. We spend a whole week on this, helping you identify how to do this, how to set up the survey, how to, go through all the questions, how to look back and put together a roadmap for your direction in your business on the content you're putting out there, the marketing efforts you're putting out there to be the very best business for your super fans that you possibly can be. This is what it means when you're building your avatar, building your brand guide, building out some of those keywords and that content strategy that Ashley and Jeff talk about all the time.
Yeah, I love this. And Sarah, I just got to mention, like, this was really the focus of yesterday. That's the thing everybody had in common, like you said, was this is the core of everyone's business. Once you nail this, once you understand you're a magnet and you attract, but you also have to repel, and it's okay to repel, to really know who you're attracting. That's really what's going to lead to those people being super fans.
Yep. And I think the idea here is one shift, a mental mind. We talked a lot about mindset shifts yesterday, but prioritizing people over profits will lead to more profit. But sometimes we get wrapped up in the profit so much that we don't even realize we're like neglecting the people. And it doesn't take much for me to be neglected by a brand before I like, never mind, I can find somebody else.
Absolutely.
So in your guys' workbook, we have a whole an activity for you in your workbook that is basically going to build out this frictionless experience. So I challenge you guys to kind of take a moment, you don't have to do it right now, but after the call, sit down with yourself and your team and whoever and work through this. Like, am I creating a frictionless experience for my customers? Ultimately, if you are, and they are finding this easy to shop with you, engaging to shop with you, it's not tasking, they're more apt to show back up the next time. But you guys, who's shopped someplace, whether it's in a brick and mortar store, at a pop-up, online, or someplace that you get there and you're just like, now what do I do? I'm standing around with a handful of clothes and nobody's waiting on me. I don't know where the dressing room is. I'm ready. I find something on an ad. I go to the website. I have no idea where it is. I fell in love with this ad. Now I'm on the site and it looks like they're selling, older person clothing, and that's not what I'm looking for. Or I'm looking for Jeff always talks about leopard pants, and I get there and there's no leopard anywhere. Or you think it's a home decor and gift store ad and you get there and it's toys. You're just like, there's all this confusion. It happens all the time. Or then you get into the shopping online. I get into shopping online and you put something in your cart and all of a sudden you're like, wait, how do I pay for this? Right now, how many clicks do I, and it just pop up. And all you really want to do is pay for it. Or you want to find out, like, what's their return policy? But how many clicks do I have to go find that? All those touch points adds to friction. So this is just an opportunity for you to kind of map this journey out. When your people find you, you find them, that very first interaction, then it moves into the interest. They take action, they add something to the cart. Now they're looking to check out. Then they're making the purchase. And then there's even more touch points after the purchase. How fluid is that? And are we thinking about the people, how they move in your store, how they interact with your products, how they react to your branding, that message, how you make them feel in the, hey, welcome to wherever, to the whole post-purchase experience of thanking them, offering them the rewards, the get back campaigns, all of those kind of things.
So good. Sarah, I just want to show, so those of you, again, the workbook was a free download in your emails, making sure you guys have this. So you can map this out, this experience in your workbook to make that super easy. And I would challenge you to have your staff do it as well. Like you do it from your perspective, but then have your team do it from their perspective and see where there's an alignment and see where there's a mismatch. I think that would be really interesting. One other quick reminder too from your workbook, all these QR codes, like the book, there's a whole bunch of them in your workbook too, to make those things really easy to grab.
Sometimes it can be, sometimes on that last slide there, sometimes it can be overwhelming to think about that sort of experience online. And so many boutique owners are like world class at doing this in person. So somebody like, somebody walks in their store, there's a variety of products available. They're assigned a sales rep or a salesperson. That salesperson asks them about their size and their fit and shows them multiple items. Like, you have to take that experience, that knowledge that you guys have for in-store sales and frictionless experiences and concierge experience, that sort of thing, and just apply that to your online experience. And just think about it the same way. Like if somebody was to walk through the front door of my website, how would I want them to be greeted? How would I want to discuss their sizes? How would I want to educate them on our return policy? How would I want to display our different items that we have for sale? That sort of thing. So many of you guys, like your brain works really, really well there, and then it gets overwhelming when it's online. But like if you kind of like merge those two, sometimes it works out better.
Yeah, two good examples of those two. Those of you who listen to the podcast, maybe like 3 seasons ago, I interviewed Dana Spinola, who's the founder of the chain of stores Fabric. Those of you in the South are maybe familiar with Dana's stores. But something that she does with her team is she does a WOW Awards. So she's all about creating super fans and going above and beyond in the customer experience. So in their in-store point of sale system, their sales associates will log when they've given a wow experience. So maybe a customer came in and they were looking at all these, items, and, there was just one candle that they put back like, maybe not today, but this is a great repeat customer. Well, maybe that sales associate had a note in the point of sale system that said, oh, this customer's birthday coming up. I know they love this candle. And they gifted that candle to that customer. Hey, thank you so much for your loyalty, wrote on this nice handwritten card, whatever. It created a wow experience that is only going to solidify that customer wanting to be a customer for life. So they do this and then give monthly awards to their staff on the wows. And then they do an annual awards at Dana's home on the wows too. So that's an in-store experience. Online, Jeff, I love how you were saying it's the same. It's just a different mindset shift. I would encourage you to think about your email marketing segmentation. The more you can talk to people online and make them feel important and make them feel like they're the only ones you're talking to, email segmentation is the fastest way to do that. Of course, there's all kinds of upsell, add-on, cross-selling apps for Shopify. But in email, I can specifically say if I'm selling shoes, I want to talk to the people who are size 6 shoes, right? There's nothing worse than getting an ad for something and you go to find your size and then, sold out. So if I can segment by size, if I can segment by brand, if I can segment by, whatever customer affinity, that's going to help people feel so much more seen and heard along the way.
Yeah, I just want to add, your customer frictionless experience, for you guys, don't overthink it. Ask yourself, what drives me crazy when I shop? Start there. And make sure that doesn't happen. In the Fans First book, it talks about the friction of, hey, I'm watching the ball game. I'm hungry. My kids are on me. They want a Coke. They want a burger. Now I got to get up and go from the ball game and go get it. How long does it take? They made an effort to make sure they had a stopwatch on the time that a person would get in line to the time that they got their products. And they set scorecard metrics around that friction, right? And they would celebrate when those people were able to get through the line fast back into the seat where all the action was. A friction point in shopping for me, I know I heard this all the time, especially with my brick and mortar store. And we thought of this when we did pop-ups, was dressing rooms and not having a place to hang your purse, or a place to sit down. So if you sold shoes and you had dressing rooms, but no place to actually sit down, is your customer able to put shoes on standing up? Or do they have to come out of your dressing room carrying the shoes to find a place to sit down and put them on? That's friction. Eliminate it. Don't overthink those things. It can be a lot of different factors. Look at Amazon as a great resource. Very few friction points shopping with Amazon. They make it very simple. You like something, it's going to show you a bundle. You like something, it's going to show you a frequently bought together. I love shopping stores that when I look at a mannequin in a brick and mortar store, that I see a jacket or a vest or a shirt, and right there on the table displays all the supporting, I like to say supporting characters, right? All the things that would go with it. There's no friction there. I see it, I like it, I can grab it, right? Online, I see a lot of times a store says, here's this shirt. And then the lady's wearing it, your mannequin or you or whoever it is, your flat lay has it all put together. But then I click on the shirt, put it in my cart, and now what do I have to do? I personally have to go dig through your website to find the jeans, the belt, the shoes. No, use the frequently bought together app or something like that and have it all right down there in a carousel right at the bottom that says, if you like this, add this on. And guess what? Add it on for a discount. Buy all 5 things and save. Genius. Friction eliminated. Average order value increased. It's winning for everybody. So don't overthink it.
All right, let's talk about how to translate that experience into numbers. So, okay, just deep breath if you're like, but Ashley, I'm not a numbers person. I'm going to make you a numbers person. Those of you who have been through retail boot camp, and I talk about this every single time, we go into depth, I make everybody do this formula. I'm going to keep talking about it because this is the key to setting up a marketing plan that can really lean into the fans first experience. So we talked about content yesterday, and many of you mentioned, I feel overwhelmed with content. I feel overwhelmed with knowing what to post. So I want to remove that friction for you and show you exactly how much you're going to be posting, where you're going to be posting, when you're going to be posting, what emails you're going to be sending, because all of that has to result in traffic. So I want to show you the retail traffic formula. Those of you who have done it before, let me know if you're still doing it on a weekly basis and if you know your number. If you know your number, I'm going to challenge you to put it in the chat. If this is new to you, I want to walk through this formula with you to get you an idea of how to make these numbers speak to you. All right, so let's look at it like this. We all track goals differently. We may track goals by week. We may track them by month. There's some seasonality, right? We could do this with daily sales goals. There's a number of ways to run this formula. So sales goal for a week here, I mean, insert whatever number you want to make it, that period of time. We're going to just run it by week. So sales goal per week divided by whatever your average order value is going to give you how many transactions you need a week. So quickly, and you can incentivize your staff to say, hey, Sarah, we need 600 transactions this week. How are we going to get them, right? There's goal number 1. Then we're going to take the transactions that we need per week, and we're going to divide that by our average conversion rate. Now, those of you who are online versus in store, those are 2 very different conversion rates. Online, our industry average is about 2%. And in store, again, depending if you're a mall or a destination, we're ranging from probably 35 to I'll say 65%. So you're going to want to run this formula 2 different ways for each of those destinations. So if we take our transactions divided by our conversion rate, that's going to give us how much traffic we need per week. Great, simple, right? Now we know, okay, I need 1,000 website visitors this week to hit my goal. And I can go to Jeff Fenn and say, Jeff, help. Organically, by me posting on Facebook, Instagram, and my group and sending emails, I'm getting 500. That's not going to get me to my goal. I need to get 1,000. What am I going to do? And Jeff's going to help me understand how to run ads, how to run traffic to maximize that experience. You may also in Retail Bootcamp dig into, again, layer 5 and 6 and say, all right, maybe I'm just posting a lot of quantity, but not a lot of quality. So if I change my posts, if I change my merchandising strategy, right? That is going to essentially change this number. The other thing I would say about this formula that's really neat and you can take back to your team is there's 3 moving targets here, and your team can be incentivized by all 3 of these moving targets. The first is average order value. Like Sarah said, there's a number of ways online and in store we can increase our average order value. And guess what? If this average order value goes from $80 up to $120, the end result is what? the traffic that we need goes down. So we could do a lot to change average order value, which is going to make us have to work a lot less hard on getting traffic. The second metric we can look at is conversion rate. If I can increase my conversion rate 1% online, and if I can increase my conversion rate, 5, 10% in store, what's the result? I need less traffic. That's exciting. So what can I do to impact my conversion rate? And we talk about that in boot camp as well. You and your team can work on this in team meetings on a regular basis. And then ultimately the goal is if you have a social media person on your team, a marketing person on your team, this is how they measure their worth. How much traffic can I drive on a regular basis? So on Monday mornings here at the Hub, when we, go through all of our marketing, we have our marketing team meeting, Shannon, who's in charge of our social media, she does all the tracking and she goes through all the channels of here's the reach, here's the engagement, here's the followers, here's the traffic back to the website. She tracks all this on a weekly basis so we can see what's working and what's not in our content strategy, and then go back and update it the following week. So this puts all the numbers of social media and marketing on the scoreboard. So we have something to play from that's really going to ultimately tell us the traffic we need. And that's going to be a direct result to the sales that we're going to achieve in that sales period.
I just want to add something to this. We talk so much about this inside Retail Bootcamp, but this is all goes back to a pricing strategy. And I know I saw a lot of people that are just getting started. And one of the things that I want to debunk right away is I want to be the cheapest place in town, or that whole, I want to be an affordable online trendy boutique. What is affordable anymore, right? Like, what does that even mean? And when you get going, and the veteran boutique owners in here will contest to this, the harder, the more sales you make, that's great. But the more sales you make, the more things you're shipping out, the more expenses that are involved with all the shipping, the time, the touching, the feeling, the moving things around, all of those things. So if you can look at your products and you're saying, I just want to be cheap and affordable, and you're pricing those things at $10. I just made an example. If you want $10,000 in sales, you got to sell 1,000 of those $10 things. Now, if those $10 things are actually worth 25 bucks, or you could find a product that is, a little bit more valuable, quality, all of those things. Now, instead of like peddling 1,000 units of something, now you're peddling 400 units of those things to make that 10 grand. That makes a big difference in your staff, in your work, in your, all of the supplies, all of those kind of things. But at the same time, I would challenge you to think, how many of those $10 products am I getting returned because they're not quality? And is that what my store needs to stand for? So you're always battling those things. You're always battling those things. So as you're thinking about that traffic, make sure you're thinking, we'll talk a lot more about this, but there's a whole story there that goes along with that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, how are we doing? Just to check in. Can everyone agree you want to be a numbers person? Will this formula work for you? Can make numbers a lot less stressful. Hopefully, if you can see how they all play together. All right, Jeff, let's get into this. So we know the traffic we need, but now we've got to do some tracking to understand what's working and what's not. Where's the traffic come from? You're great at this. What's your thoughts?
Well, so this is a difficult subject. And so like when it gets into like one of the questions Ashley asked earlier was like, do you know your traffic number? Like how much traffic do you get on a weekly basis or a monthly basis or a daily basis? And is that traffic enough to support your sales goal? Like that's the real question, right? For online sales or even in-person sales. Like you can track how many people are requesting directions to your boutique, how many people are calling your boutique off your Google Map listing. Is all of that traffic combined enough to get you to where you want to be?
Yeah.
So so if you were to go down one layer deeper, like you would ask what kind of traffic, if you were to go back to the cottage cheese layer, but if you were to go one layer deeper, you would ask what kind of traffic am I getting? And inside Google Analytics 4, if you guys aren't using Google Analytics 4 right now, you should be. You should be. So like in order for Google to rank your page, in order for Google to send you organic traffic, in order for Google to tie your social media and your URL together, you have to have your Google Analytics 4 tag installed. If you're not doing that, you should be. There's tons of YouTube videos out there on how to install that tag. It's super simple if you're a Shopify user, but you should be. So if you're not using GA4, go set it up this afternoon and just knock it out. Anyway, so inside, once you've set up your Google Analytics 4 account, there's a few different types of traffic that Google Analytics shares. I'm going to allow myself to share. Is that all right? I think it's probably fine.
Oh, yeah. Do I need to allow you to share?
No,
No,
I
she
don't
said-
think so.
yeah.
Okay, so inside Google Analytics, there's these types of traffic right over here. When you first log into Google Analytics, it's going to look like this. You're going to come to this home screen, and the first thing you should do
Oops.
Wait,
You just
sorry.
stopped sharing.
is take it away.
I messed it up for you. All right, share one more time. Sorry.
Okay. So when you first log into Google Analytics, it's going to look like this. And you're going to click on this little tab right over here, this report screen. And this is going to automatically break down what types of traffic you're getting. And so like from the get-go, you'll know this direct traffic is how many people type in www.sandandcharcoal.com, like that boutique. Like how many people are going directly to your website by typing in your URL. This is brand awareness. How many people know about your brand on a monthly basis? How many people are saying, hey, I want to know what they've added. I want to check out their what's new. I want to check that out. This is a unbelievably valuable asset. So like if you have trained a group of people to check in with your website every week or every month, that's a very, very valuable thing. The next one is organic social. How much traffic does your social media push to your web page? And you guys are like the best in the world. The boutique owners, I know that content can be overwhelming, but nobody is better at creating eye-catching content and sending that traffic to your website than boutique owners. You guys are great at it. And so I would lean into that. Organic social is your next traffic source. Unassigned are ones like backlinks and people picking up your name, things like that Google can't quite track. Referral is usually email. Organic search is your keyword driven. So how many of your keywords are being picked up by Google and then featured in search results? Paid social is what you're spending on ads, and then paid search is what you're spending on Google ads. So like I would encourage you to get very familiar with not only your total traffic volume, but what type of traffic am I getting and like what areas of opportunity am I leaving on the table? Like do not enough people know the actual web address or the name of my boutique? Like are not enough people searching my boutique directly? Well, if they're not, we got to get the name of your boutique out in front of more new eyeballs. Like we've got to get it in front of more new people. Is my social media not producing enough content from social back to my page? Well, if it's not, we have to change your strategy. We have to either increase or maybe decrease the number of social posts. We have to include the link on more. We have to make the graphics better. We have to take clearer photos and feature those on social media. We have to, we have to make the content more engaging, that sort of thing. And then like all these others, but like these are the two heavy hitters. How many people know about my brand and how much traffic does social media send? So those are the two. If you're not using GA4, get the tag installed and then set up a GA4 account, get the tag installed, and start tracking these numbers on a weekly or monthly basis.
Hey, Jeff, there's a really good question in the chat. I just got to bring up real fast. How do you account for some people typing in your name incorrectly?
So it doesn't matter. So like if they typed in sand and charcoal and spelled charcoal with an E, and my keyword, I owned my own brand name on organic search, that would still pop up as a search result on search. Or if they were actually typing the URL into the browser up here, if they actually typed in the browser up here, if they typed it in wrong and went to a wrong page, that domain itself would hopefully not load.
Got it.
Does that make sense? If they're searching it, it should be cool. Like you should still show up.
Brianna, a
Hmm.
similar question, Jeff. Brianna asked, how do I handle another business having a similar name to me? Could that skew your results?
It will skew your results. Yeah. Yeah. If you have another business with a very similar name, like your local searches will do fine, but national searches, people are going to get confused.
Mhm.
If it were me, I would buy a Google ad that made sure that I showed up first 100% of the time for $5 a day. It would be worth it. I would buy my own name in a Google ad to make sure I showed up ahead of that boutique 100% of the time. That's what I would do.
Yeah. So good. There's a lot of questions on this, you guys. You're gonna have a chance to totally pick Jeff's brain at the end of today. We'll get done coaching a little faster than we did yesterday, so you'll have plenty of time for Q&A, I promise. So take your questions that are in the chat, put them in the Q&A button in the chat, because then Jeff will see all those individually as well. Ruby was asking, where do I take a class on this? We talked about this in Retail Bootcamp. Like, this is layer 5 and 6, and Jeff is in there coaching. And then those of you who've gone through Retail Bootcamp and you want more of this, and then Facebook ads, meta ads, all of that, that's Boutique Hub Black as well.
Yeah, I would highly encourage you guys to jump into Retail Bootcamp. It's like, if you own a boutique business, this is a no-brainer. It's the best money you've ever spent. Get in there. Let's set up the foundation together. Like, let's get in there. Let's build out these foundations. Let's install these tags that I'm talking about. Let's install these pixels that I'm talking about. Let's get that foundation built together inside Retail Bootcamp. And then once we get that foundation go, we'll build a skyscraper on top of it.
I love it. Katie, I see your question about your pattern business in a quilt shop. Bring that back, put it in the Q&A chat so we can answer that question at the end. I think that's a great conversation as well. And then, guys, let's talk about rebranding, trademarking. If you know you have other businesses similar to you, we've got to talk about how to set yourself apart. So we could talk about that at the end as well. All right, let's go back to, I added you this. Those of you who were asking about Boutique Hub Black, I put it in a QR code so you can pull that up on your phone really quick too. I know Beth's been dropping that in the chat, but this is a quick way to save that. All right, got it? All right, let's talk about this. So we talked about the traffic plan, how much traffic we need. We talked about tracking it from Google Analytics. We can do it paid, we can do it organic. There's a bunch of tools that I want to make sure you guys are aware of that can help you create higher quality content. And then I want to give you some strategies and formulas on how to do that here in just a minute. This QR code, I believe, is to show you the Boutique Boss Planner, which is a content creator as well. So you can map out all of your content, or your team can map it out with you. And then also the Small Business Marketing Handbook, which is about 125 pages roughly of every piece of content idea imaginable: engagement questions, live sale ideas, TikTok ideas, monthly content ideas, events, collections. I mean, there's a lot in there. So I wanted to get you those tools really quick as well. All right. Ultimately, when I'm looking across and I'm doing social media audits for people, and we're talking about, like we did yesterday with all of our panelists, building relationships, building community, building trust, and building a brand. And we talked about the creator economy and how important it is to build a personal brand along with just products. This is how you do that. This is the how. And really it comes down to, when you're planning your content, we've got to plan content from 3 buckets. If you are just selling to me all the time and you're just like, buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this, I'm bored. Only 3% of your audience is ready to buy right now. 3%, right? 7% would buy if you showed them the right thing. And then what are the stats after that, Sarah? That's 10%. I think another 10% is like, again, you could convince them. But after that, we're talking about, 70, 80% of people who are your customer, who are a part of your community, who just aren't ready right now. They just had the holiday season, maybe cash is tight, maybe, they're traveling too much, but you're just not top of mind for them. So the strategy in marketing has got to be, how do I keep those people who aren't ready to buy right now engaged enough so that my content's showing up to them in the algorithm, so I stay top of mind, so that when they move into that 3 to 7% category, that they will choose me when they're ready to make that purchase. So the strategies, go ahead, Sarah.
I just want to pause for a second and make sure, think of yourself. I say this all the time. Think of yourself as the customer. All of us have been shopping for years, whether it's grocery shopping, gift shopping, apparel shopping, special occasion shopping, whatever it is. Look at all the different things that are out there for us to buy, but we're not ready to buy something from every resource every minute of the day, right? Mm-hmm. Like, nobody can afford that. Nobody has place for that. Nobody has room to store all those things. However, we don't want to forget about those stores that we like and know and want to support, right? So when we're not in the market, We have to be romanticized, right? We have to be like still dating our customer all the time. So when we are ready for that big plunge and we're like, yes, I'm all in, now's my time. There's no, wonder, where am I going to find this? I already know where I'm going to find it. So I hope you guys are thinking back to the moments in your life where you're like, got to get a birthday gift, got to get a special occasion dress, got to go get my pet something, got to whatever that might be. And if you stop and say, gosh, where would I get that at? Where would I get that at? That's where the problem lies. You don't want your customers to say, oh, shoot, where should I get fill in the blank? You want them to be like, I know that Blooming Boutique is open these days and this is what Mish sells, and I know I can go in there and she or one of her employees is going to treat me like a super fan, and they're going to know my name and they're going to remember what I bought the last time. They're going to know my husband's name and blah, blah, blah. Rolling on. Frictionless experience.
Yeah. Oh, that creates super fans. You're invested. You're invested in the relationship. You're invested in the community. And the cool thing is when you build that and you build that trust in that community, no matter what Mish, and for those of you who don't know Mish, she's in the chat today. She's one of our mastermind students. If you follow her on social media, you will never look away again. I guarantee you, you will never be able to look away. She's got more energy than anybody I know and is just the brightest light possible. She has how many stores? Several stores on the East Coast. But a tremendous business. But what she does so well is just building the community, building trust, having energy. And again, no matter what Mish sells, she's going to sell it. So let's say she closes all of her stores tomorrow and decides she's going to go into selling something totally different. Her community would follow her because of the brand that she's built. So let's do this just as a little exercise in the chat. I think we could all learn from each other here. So as I go through these 3 groups of content, I would love it if you guys could drop an example of something you recently posted that falls into one of these 3 categories. Sound good? And then just do your best to go screenshot the chat because you're gonna have lots of ideas rolling in. You guys ready? It's gonna be fast screenshotting. Okay, let's talk about branded content. So branded content is the thing that it's not selling the product, but it's selling you as the brand. It builds trust with who you are, what you sell, why you sell it, like why are you doing what you're doing? Who are you as a company and who are you as a person? So this is behind the scenes content. This is events that you're hosting. This is introducing your team or maybe your fit models. As I'm speaking, you guys go ahead and drop an example in the chat of how are you posting branded content. This is TikToks, really. Like, yeah, you don't want to sing and dance. I get it. But a little lip syncing goes a long way. Jeff wearing leopard pants on TikTok. I mean, who would tune in to watch that? Probably everybody. He's not asking you to buy anything. He's just, being dumb wearing leopard pants. So that's entertaining. It builds the brand. So personal stories are another great example. You just talking about a day in the life, what's happening behind the scenes, just building credibility for who you are and what you're all about. It's a storefront, a display area. It's maybe your window display. It's a tour of your storefront or your warehouse. It's being the buyer when you're at market. So should I, shouldn't I kind of a thing. Or how many of you have a shop dog? I share pictures and videos of Hurley, my black lab, all the time. Those of you who have pet stores, I guarantee you have a shop pet. All right, so let's see in the chat. What do we have? Oh yeah, okay, unpacking products in the back room, absolutely. Unboxings, just being a human being. Oh my gosh. Surely we're bad at doing this. Not anymore, you're not. I see you tomorrow. You're gonna be showing up wearing leopard pants, lip syncing on TikTok. It's coming for you. Showing us at market. Yeah, a lot of people just love that behind the scenes of what actually goes into being a boutique owner. Oh my gosh, recipes made with my family. I love that one. I'm sure there's a lot of you who have a demographic that you serve who, they've got busy families. I've got middle school and high school kids now, and it is like sports every night of the week. So anyone who is sharing recipes or how they can survive this period of chaos, I'm all about it. And they're going to stay in my algorithm forever, right? Get ready with me, Elise. I see you. I tried to do one yesterday and I failed miserably. So no, it's just maybe tomorrow I'll try it again. All right, these are so good. Screenshot these in the chat, you guys. Hopefully you find some new ideas. All right, let's talk about the next one. So the next one is engagement content. The only purpose of engagement content really is to stop the scroll. is to get people to stop and engage with you, because when people engage with you, it tells Meta, hey, this person likes my content. Let's show them more of it. And the more we can do this and build reach, right? And build engagement, the less we have to run in Facebook ads, right, Jeff? Like if I can build a naturally like highly engaged community, it's going to take less of me trying to do that through paying for Facebook ads. The two of them marry so well together when you can do both. But you got to kind of have both ends of the spectrum. So if I'm thinking about engagement content, it's maybe like a this or a that. Or Shannon on our team is so good when it comes to like the Golden Globes or the CMAs. She takes whatever's kind of happening in society, we'll say, and say, who wore it better? Or what was your favorite? You know, obviously, if you have a fashion boutique and you sell apparel, your customers are going to be interested in what the celebrities are wearing, just for fun, right? Who wore it better? So those types of this or that's on Instagram is really powerful. Daily engagement questions. My go-to example is always just Brussels sprouts, question mark. Because if I ask Brussels sprouts, if I just say Brussels sprouts, everyone's head explodes. It's either really good or it's really bad. And chances are, if I say it, somebody's going to have a recipe that they're going to put in the chat. So simple little things that have nothing to do with your products, quotes, memes, fill in the blanks. On Instagram, the little slider, you know, anytime Instagram releases a tool in Instagram stories and you use it, they prioritize your reach because they're trying to get those new little tools to take off. So when you see a new sticker, or you see a new button in Instagram stories, use it. All right, did we drop some examples? Elise, Brussels sprouts in the stories or on the feed? So for me, it works best on Facebook, either in your group or on your page. And then Instagram, I would do it on the feed. In stories, if you did it, it's a little harder. People have to hit reply. You could do the this or that button or a question box, whatever, but I love it on Facebook personally.
I'm gonna jump in real quick. Just a little hack, a little time-saving hack. At
Yeah.
the end, you guys are able to go into where the chat is. There's those three little buttons on the lower right corner. If you tap on that and go to the top, it says save chat. Then what you can do is you can copy and put that into Chat GPT and say, please summarize these notes from the webinar. And then you can also ask it in that you can highlight specifically all these examples that you guys are missing or you're dropping at this certain time and ask it to summarize the posts. And not only will it do that, but it'll also create fun posts that'll go along with your brand voice. So just a little tip.
I love that. There's so many good examples in the chat. I am loving Anna. Anna wrote broccolini question mark. I love it. So good. All right. Someone, I just missed your comment, but you said I get hung up because I don't know where to post. Okay, just beware of analysis paralysis. Post it. See what happens. Like that's the name of the game with engagement. Put it 3 places. Take the same piece of content, put it 3 places, see what happens. See what one works for you. It's all about testing. We're testing out. Thank you guys. Let me just say this. Thank you for following us on Instagram. We hit 100,000 followers this week. Congratulations to Shannon Gordon on our team, who that's been her baby forever. Thank you guys for following us on Instagram. But she makes it her mission every single week to test out new strategies. So there's not a right and wrong answer. Don't get hung up in that. Just test it out. The only one big tip I'll give you that's kind of like oh, you can mess this up, so don't do this. And someone asked about it specifically, and I'll catch this every time I do a social media audit, I catch this. But if you're taking the content you post on Instagram and just automatically sharing it to Facebook, gotta remember, Facebook and Instagram are sisters, not twins. We cannot treat them the same. We can't just say, yeah, automatically post it to Facebook, because the formats are totally different. The way that we speak on both platforms is different. On Instagram, you can't share links. On Facebook, you can. On Instagram, you're using hashtags. On Facebook, you're not. They're 2 different creatures. So you've got to treat them separately. So being able to batch out content, pre-schedule it, use a planner, that sort of thing, you're going to be better off with your reach and engagement in the long run. All right, last thing, and then I'll move on. You guys know I could nerd out about this all day, and then I'll shut up. The third piece of content is sales content. So this is the you got to show me the stuff. And so the thing to be aware of is, we can get lost in either one of these far too often. If you're just showing me what you're selling, I'm bored. I have to have the other stuff. But if you're just showing me the other stuff and you're not actually showing me what you're selling, well, your traffic to your website is going to be really low because you sell what you show. You sell what you show. So you've got to have enough sales content that it's going to give me options where I'm going to want to click through to buy. So this is fit videos, it's live sales, it's product images. And I'm talking not just like specifically to Facebook and your Facebook group, not just one product image at a time, but 15 of them at a time, 3 of them at a time, make it an outfit. Instagram this year is prioritizing the carousel post. Have you guys read about that? So anytime you have a carousel post, you can add up to 10 images, I believe, at once. I think in some cases it's 15, but they're prioritizing that. So one of my favorite boutiques to follow, I'll give Shelby a shout out, Good Babes Co. She's built an incredible organic strategy by mixing her quotes and memes with her product content. And so she did like every post is a carousel post and it's both quotes, memes, product content. The cool part about it is the product content will drive traffic to her website. The quotes and memes will drive Instagram's other favorite tool right now, which is the save and the share to story button. So she's getting 2 birds with 1 stone when she's doing that strategy. And I think it's incredibly smart. So again, keeping all of these in mind, right? We're going to go about a third, I would say probably heavier on the sales content, right? And then complementary on the other 2 pieces of content here. All right. Oh, I forgot I had this slide. Okay, really quick. And then Sarah, I'm passing it over to you. We talk a lot about this in Retail Bootcamp, so I will not go into full detail. But again, another way to think about, it's not just these 3 content buckets, but then each post I make, is it good? Is it good? Or is it just like, I just clearly posted something to post something? So this is kind of the framework that we use in Bootcamp. Again, we go into it in great detail, but viral, authentic, value, aspirational, the VA-VA method. Every post, viral means, would I share this? Yes or no? Like, does it pass that litmus test? Would I engage with this? Yes or no? Or is it boring? Florals for spring, groundbreaking. All right, is it authentic? Or does it feel like, it's just canned? Does it provide value? Does it educate me? Does it solve my problem? Or is it just, meh? And then aspirational. Does this make me feel like I'm going up a level in my style? This is really important, okay? So I equate it to this, and Sarah, you said this in the chat a minute ago about Shein. Cheap ain't loyal. Cheap ain't loyal. So if you want to look like Walmart and compete with Walmart, by gosh, go for it, but cheap ain't loyal. If your customer is a boutique customer and they're coming to you as a home and gift store, they're coming to you as a salon, they're not coming to you because you're great clips. They're coming to you because you're a boutique salon. That's totally different. So you've got to show up in your content like you're a boutique salon. So aspirational content, great lighting, great merchandising, quality photography, quality merchandising in store, make me feel like I'm taking my personal level of style and I'm going up a notch with it. I'm not going backwards with it. All right. Oh gosh, I've got so many of these slides. Sorry, guys. Okay, those of you who are members of the hub, lots of you who are here, just a reminder, every single month we do the content chat with Shannon Gordon. So she goes live and goes through all kinds of ideas for the month, including all of these social media graphics. She also, our whole team does content bundles every single month, sending out ideas. Again, many of these coming from the Small Business Marketing Handbook. And then all kinds of recaps on Social Sunday. Every Sunday we go and make posts in the group on what content is working specific to this week. So just a reminder, those of you who have access to this, use it. It's a great opportunity. All right, Sarah, you've got some AI tools you want to share that's going to help make everyone's life easier.
Okay, yes, curious. We talked a little bit about ChatGPT. I'm going to go through these a little fast because I know there's a lot of questions and we want to get through those today too. So ChatGPT, what are you guys currently using ChatGPT for? Drop it in the chat for me. Copy everything. Captions, proofreading, nice. All right, very cool. Good. All right, so here's the thing. I'm going to share my screen. I just kind of want to, I want to show a couple things on ChatGPT if you haven't used it and made it like personal to yourself. Oh, Ashley, I'm going to need to, okay, replace current share. I think I can do this here. Okay, can you guys see my screen?
There you go.
Okay, perfect. All right, so there's a little button right up here at the top. If you hit this, this is like it's your personal your account when you go into ChatGPT. And what I want you guys to do is make sure you're customizing your ChatGPT. So this is where it's gonna speak your voice. And the reason why this is so important is you want to make sure whatever you're asking it, the answers are gonna come back in your voice. So if you are a pet store, if you are a home decor and gift store, if you're a salon, if you're creating content for your business, but you want it to have that personal feel about it, then you're also going to add in like who you are, like what your interests are, your brand voice, who you want it to resonate with. And I'll open mine. So this is, what would you like ChatGPT to know about you to provide better responses? And how would you like ChatGPT to respond? So this is something like, don't laugh at this because this is me. I love breaking things down. So I like it a very casual format. I like storytelling. And when I say this is no offense to anybody, but when I say it, very easily understood. Some of the concepts we talk about in retail can be really over our heads. And this is, every day we have new things coming at us. So I asked ChatGPT to explain it to me like I'm a middle school kid. Because what is middle school kids? They've got a lot of things going on, but they want like, give me it in a way it's very easy to be understood. So I think this is what you want to do when you go in and put your brand voice and how you want ChatGPT to be answering your questions. Then you just hit save. And every time you ask it a question, it's going to come back with an answer in that brand voice. So a couple other things that you can do with ChatGPT. Now, you can create an image, right? You can create an image. You can have it analyze things. You can get codes. You can have it, like you said, oh my gosh.
Custom GPTs.
Well, yes, but proofread things. This was something I saw a couple people mention in the chat. If you are writing an email, drop it in here. Have them proofread it. Have ChatGPT proofread it for you. It is a huge time saver. It is a huge, huge time saver. Ashley, can you go back to your slides?
Yep.
Please.
There you go.
Okay, and I know a number of you guys are using Shopify, and I know a number of you guys I see also are using Square. And something I just wanted to draw your attention to is if you guys have not been using the Shopify Magic for product descriptions, and Square is offering something as well, you can go in and have it pre-build and come up with fun, unique product descriptions in your brand voice as well. Now, I was going to ask Jeff on using AI tools for product descriptions. What is the latest response to this? What do we need to know as far as using AI generated product descriptions, Jeff Fenn?
Well, like, I don't know if you guys have noticed the trend over the last 6 months or not, but Google is actually changing in a major way. Like, and you guys, this is right in front of your face. You probably don't even notice it. And so like Google is changing from a search engine to a solution engine. And so like, have you noticed like how Google is offering the solution to your question at the top before any of the search results? That's a trend that's expected to continue throughout 2025. And AI-derived answers seem to fulfill that, getting your product listed as one of the links in that solution faster. And so it like months ago, I was telling everybody, hey, don't use AI too much. Make sure that you copy it out and then copy it into a notepad and then copy it into your product description. But that's sort of changed, and it actually has changed completely. As Google merges to this solution-based engine, and like, I don't know if you guys know, but ChatGPT is going the opposite direction. ChatGPT is becoming a search engine as well. So they're gonna butt heads this year. And so I would encourage you to use ChatGPT for your product descriptions and then go back and then put a human touch on them. And just make sure that they're in your voice, make sure that they don't sound too professional. Like, I mean, if you guys have ever seen one of my emails, you know the language that I use. ChatGPT with a hard time hitting that, just make sure it sounds like you. Make sure that it sounds like a human. But then that will get picked up as one of those search results within ChatGPT faster, or within Gemini faster. And so just keep that in mind. Google is in the process of moving to a solution engine, and ChatGPT is in the process of moving to a search engine. And And so eventually along that path, they're going to hit the head. They're going to hit heads. And we want our content to show up on both of those platforms equally.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Awesome.
So good. Okay. One other thing I want to go, you want to jump back to the slide one more time? Okay. On the last one there is Canva. So we use Canva a lot, and there's actually a QR code for Canva as well. Canva is where we do all of our graphics, we do our slides, we do all of the things. There's a lot of AI tools right there inside Canva. And we just, there's a couple pictures here. You can remove the background. We do trainings on this inside Retail Bootcamp, and we also have an entire section of this coming at the Boutique Summit. So you guys will get all up-to-date information at both places if you come to Retail Bootcamp as well as a workshop at Summit. So, but they have the background remover, they have that magic eraser, which is super cool. When you take that photo out on the sidewalk of your new launches and whatnot, and somebody walks behind you or whatever it might be, you have this great photo, but gosh dang it, the background, something's in it, I need to take it out. You can do that. You can also grab the product, move it to any sort of a different background. Time saving for sure. And yes, ChatGPT and Canva, they work together. That's a huge, huge time saver. I do want to share, I'm going to share my screen because I wanted ChatGPT to do this quick while Jeff was talking. So I asked it, I just said, create a branding image for my retail business. And this was it. This is what they came up with. And this is based off all the history that I have ever put into ChatGPT. So I think this would be a fun thing for you guys to do, to just say, like, what does ChatGPT think I look like as a business? And the more you feed it, you guys, that's kind of the scary thing. The more you feed it, the smarter it gets.
I've seen some really fun TikTok trends too, where it's like, they'll go to ChatGPT and you'll put in your Instagram account. And it'll be like, roast my Instagram account.
Oh yeah.
There is really funny stuff. And it becomes kind of a trend. Like if you do that and screenshot it, put it in your Facebook group and your Instagram stories, and then have your customers do the same, like, just don't be offended, but it is pretty funny.
I have this theory that online shoppers can sniff out a drop ship photo from 100 miles away. I predict that the same thing will happen with ChatGPT images. Just FYI, shoppers will train themselves to watch for those images. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like a stock photo.
Yeah.
All right. Look at us. We made better time today. I am so proud of everybody. Let's do some Q&A. You guys ready? You guys had such good questions yesterday. As a reminder, there's a little Q&A box. And our team is here. They've already answered 37 questions. You guys are killing it. Good job. So they saved some questions so we can answer these live. And then we added some FAQs on here today because we saw a lot of these yesterday. So yes, Best Year Yet is recorded for a limited time. So show up today. Tomorrow, we're going to dig deep into inventory, numbers. Where does my money go formula? How do you become more profitable this year? That's the entire topic for tomorrow. So be here for that. And yes, grab the recording. Retail Bootcamp. So this question came up a lot. We coach live every Wednesday, and then we have guest experts coaching live every Thursday, and we record all of them. So if there's a week where you're traveling, like a lot of us are going to markets and doing things this time of year, it's all recorded, and then we put it on your dashboard of the course. So you can always catch the replay of those guests as well. Those of you who are here who have been in bootcamp before, no need to re-enroll. You got lifetime access. You're in. So just go back to the Facebook group. You already have your login to the course. The calendar's updated. The workbook is updated this year. So you're going to want to re-download that or order the done for you version. Grab those things. And then we start our orientation week at the end of the month, I think on the 29th, if that's right, Sarah. And then live coaching begins on February 5th. And then that's the next frequently asked question is, when does it actually start? So let's do, what else do I have here? Oh, reminder of the giveaway. Yes. Tag us on Facebook or on Instagram at the Boutique Hub. We're going to give away a free Retail Bootcamp. And then those of you purchasing Retail Bootcamp before the end of the day tomorrow, we're going to do this free VIP upgrade giveaway as well. If you use code RBCFAST25, all caps, that is good for $100 off Retail Bootcamp, a free small business marketing handbook, which we talked about, a small business hiring bundle. So job descriptions, onboarding checklists, awesome resource. All of that will be included as well with that fast acting bonus. All right, tomorrow, same link. I'll get you a Retail Bootcamp code. Again, if you guys want this really quick, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you want to take a picture of that code, and then let's get into some Q&A. All right, Jeff.
Awesome.
Jeff. First question's for you. How do you buy your name for Google Ads? You knew this question was coming because you talked about it.
Yeah, so in Google Ads, one of the objectives is search ads. So when you first log into Google Ads, there's 6 options there of what type of ad you want to create. One of them is search. And then when you get into search, you can plug in whatever keywords you want. One of those keywords would be your boutique name, your brand name, and then also your brand name misspelled a few different ways. And so like the Boutique Hub, like Boutique Hub without the Boutique Hub spelled like BOWTIQUE, like Sarah says it. And then like and then like you know, like those sort of different iterations, like you would want to include those around your brand name.
All right. There we go. Done. Okay. Is choosing a few keywords so they can find. Okay, let me read this. Is choosing a few keywords so they can find your business on Amazon. You have to add keywords that people can find what you're selling. Is it almost the same with Google Analytics?
It's the same with Google Ads. There is no section in Google Analytics to add keywords. Google Analytics pulls keywords from your site based off your product descriptions and your social posts. And it only pulls those social posts on what they call long format social posts. So social posts that are over 160 characters or more, or 160 words or more, sorry. And so it's either product post or long format social post. Google Analytics pulls those keywords automatically. Google Ads, you plug them in the same way you would on Amazon.
Right. Oh, here's a good, how many of you guys are in Painted Tree locations? We get a lot. There's several Painted Tree retailers in boot camp and as members of the hub. So we see these questions often. Lindsay asks, is there a way to do a conversion rate if you're in a Painted Tree location, since you really can't see how many items, how much each customer is spending? And that's a tricky one because I don't think in Painted Trees you guys get any of the reporting. Is that correct? Jeff, correct me if I'm wrong.
That's correct.
You just get the payout.
No.
Yeah. So that's a little bit trickier. I mean, you'd have to just have your own reporting of understanding what was your last restock, what was your inventory on hand, and do your best to break down your sales by period. But
or you could form an advertising alliance or a co-op amongst the Painted Tree booth rental people and set up a local market Google ad amongst yourselves that divvy up the ad costs. And it could cost $50 a person per month, and then drive that traffic on your own so that you could get the total traffic volume to your overall Painted Tree location and be able to track how many people requested directions and called that location. Be a smart thing to do if you could get everybody on board.
yeah. I think, I mean, that's kind of the secret to success with Painted Trees, don't you think? Is like the more collaboration, the better. Like you've really got to lean on one another to make that experience successful.
That's where the magic is. It's not much different than the boutique hub community over competition. Like you guys have to follow that same mantra, in my opinion. Like that's where the magic comes in, is to get everybody in there and shopping in multiple locations.
Yeah, agreed. Okay. Lori, the giveaway today was taking a picture of the training and sharing it on Instagram, tagging the boutique hub. That was the giveaway today, or purchasing retail bootcamp. Those are the 2 options. And then Aaron, best way to learn about SEO. I feel clueless. I know this is super important. Again, this is what we do. This is our whole spiel. Like we speak on all the layers of business. SEO is a big part of that in retail bootcamp. And then again, in Boutique Hub Black, very in depth. All right.
Old Jane Casper.
Yeah.
Asked a question. Hey, Jane, so not all of your social posts should be over 160 words to be able to get Google's credit. Just like 3 to 4 of them a week, and then make them kind of on your top collections or products, and then make sure you include a link back to your page. That kind of like wraps it all in a bow. By the way, Jane, I still like deserve a little revenge.
Oh my gosh, so many inside jokes. Okay, Katie asked this question earlier about the quilt shop. Jeff, I got to bring it back to you. She says, I have a quilt shop. 10 years ago, I bought a pattern business with its own website and name. Should I keep these separate or combine them into my current business name?
It just depends. If that name and that traffic and that URL have rank and generate traffic, you should keep them separate. And you can send that traffic wherever you want. Like you could send it all to one website, but I would predict that it does have some inherent value, some Google rank, some keyword rank, some value, and I would predict that you would want to keep it and then send them to one central location. This is actually a whole industry, is buying up multiple URLs and then sending them to one place.
All right, Ashley K, great question. She said you were going to bring up trademark and such during the Q&A. Ashley, yes. So Sarah and Jeff, jump in on this. Let's say you're a newer boutique owner and you're just starting to look into keywords and, just really trying to understand your traffic and SEO, and you realize you do have a similar name as somebody. What should you do in terms of protecting your brand? And then talk to me about trademarking your name and your business.
Well, I would say outdo the other one.
Yeah.
I would say sprint ahead of them. Do so much more than them that it becomes a non-issue. And so if anybody Googles your name or that similar name, you outshow them on organic rank, on a Google ad, on social rank, on your Facebook page, on your Instagram page, and then several of the organic posts below that. And just outdo them in every possible way, and it just becomes a non-issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would echo that exact same thing. And you do want to go ahead and get protected with your trademarks and contact an attorney to make sure you have dotted your I's, crossed your T's, and you have protected yourself and you have room for growth. This is something we talk a lot about in Retail Bootcamp as well. You are only as small as you are today, right? You're here today because you want to grow your business. You want to get bigger. The bigger you get, the bigger the problems. We say that all the time. And you don't know where you're going to be in 6 months, but I guarantee you want to be building something that somebody wants to copy. That's what they're going to want to do. The more effective you are, and the more eyeballs people have on you and all the things, people are gonna be like, I want that. And they're going to start coming at you. So you do want to go ahead and protect yourself. And we work with a couple different trademark protection attorneys that can walk you through that. We also, we've done some things with LegalZoom before. We talk a lot about this inside Retail Bootcamp because it's a big topic. But ultimately, don't think I'm just a little guy. Nobody cares. Because if you're really if you really have that mindset, right? You won't achieve those successful goals that you want to do, right? Because you are going to get bigger and you never know when it's going to happen. You never know when it's going to happen. And yeah, to Sandy's point, that peace of mind to just know that you're protected.
All right, good answers, guys. Thank you. So many good questions coming in. I'm trying to weigh what to ask you next. Jeff, this is a pretty specific question for you. Jenny says, I know there wasn't a focus with Google My Business. I somehow have been restricted when I moved from Arizona to Nebraska when I tried changing my address. I've done all the things, including trying to communicate with Google, and nothing for 2 months. What would you suggest? I used a Google My Business specialist and have been spinning my wheels.
Delete it, start over. Delete the listing, start over. It's not that big a deal. You'll get a new postcard. You'll have to wait another week and a half to get your new registration, and you'll have to send in new documents, but just delete it. Start over.
All right. Brooke is asking, so are hashtags still important? Brooke, hashtags are still important on Instagram. They still have reach and opportunity on Instagram. They just really aren't on Facebook. It's not as important. And then someone also asked in the chat, does it decrease my reach like I was talking about when you share from Instagram to Facebook? Yes. Because again, it's not coming across in the same format. So you want them posted separately and the format is different. You want more line spacing. You don't want the hashtags on Facebook. You want to be able to share the link, even if you're doing product tagging. You still want to give people that link transparency and show them where they can click. People will also ask me this, well, doesn't it decrease my reach if I share the link? And you're kind of like stuck between a rock and a hard place, because either you share the link and maybe it decreases your reach, or you just show them a product, but there's no way to buy it. And so, mama's at home with a baby on her shoulder and she's scrolling her phone. She maybe just found something she wants to click on, but you didn't provide her a link. All of a sudden the baby threw up on her shoulder. She lost all interest and she's gone. Is that a good analogy, Jeff?
That's
It's
good.
very specific, but yeah, great.
Very specific. I feel like I've been there a few times. So if you
That-
don't give the opportunity to click and be in your cart in one click and in under 5 seconds, she's gone. So you've
Right.
got to give her that link.
That's that frictionless experience we were talking about earlier today. You know, check it out, walk through that whole process, have somebody walk through that process, you know, on your behalf, and have them report back. What errors are they coming up with? You know, where are they getting the roadblocks, all of those things. But sharing that link, that take action fast, we're a fast paced world. People don't have time to go dig for things.
Yeah. Oh. All right. You guys pick a question. I'm scrolling through these. You guys pick a question next.
I see Ginger dropped something. Somebody messaged yesterday about using ChatGPT to do open to buy planning. Yes, you can. So this is this is where you have to put in your data. You want to have some history behind the data. You can export anything into, or drop anything into ChatGPT and have it do formulas and figure. You just have to be very specific. Somebody else asked, said ChatGPT always comes back with, I think they said the term or the word rustic in all their product descriptions and all their copy. Just tell it never to use that word again. Just say, I do not like the word rustic. Don't use it again. ChatGPT is like you're sitting there talking to somebody and you got to tell them exactly what you're looking for and say, nope, I need more information. All right, what other questions do you need me to answer? So you ChatGPT can do a better job answering it. So, it can do all sorts of formulas and calculations for you, but you have to give it the data. You have to have enough data, Ginger, to be able to provide that information for them.
One other point on that is you might want to ask yourself, why does ChatGPT think my brand is rustic? Because they're patrolling the entire internet regarding your brand. That might be coming from somewhere else as well.
All right, Jeff, I have Google Analytics on my page. Is GA4 something different?
No, GA4 is the new version of Google Analytics. So like they updated it last year, maybe it was 2 years ago. I don't know. It's been a while, but like it wouldn't be active if you were still in traditional Google Analytics. You've probably converted it to GA4 by now. And so GA4 is just the new one.
Right. 2 people in chat asked that. Chelsea, I hope that answers your question as well. Hannah, I wanted to answer your question. So she says, with what you're currently saying, does product tagging on Instagram decrease your reach unless you're boosting them? So is it worth to tag anyway? I'm saying tag anyway. You have to give people an option to get into your cart with one click. This is why the content recipe is so important and having branded, engaging, and sales content. Because if you think about it, think about we're creating a graph together. Like we're going to chart this, okay? So you post Brussels sprouts, ? And your reach goes way up like this, and it's up here. And then let's say you post your new arrivals and you product tag it and maybe it doesn't get as much reach. So then it goes down here. And then you post a branded, TikTok video of you in leopard pants with your shop dog. And then the reach goes way back up here. The idea is you're leveraging branded and engaging content to create more reach, because we all know sales content is naturally going to have less engagement. So you're using 2 to prop up the 1. So keep giving them the link, but make sure you have a well-rounded content strategy to offset any decrease in reach. Hopefully that makes sense. And several of you are saying, how many times do I post a day? There's not a perfect answer to this. I'm going to say there's a beginner version, there's an intermediate version, and there's an expert version. If you're a brand new boutique owner, you're maybe going to be posting, I'll just say on Facebook and Instagram once a day. Like if you can at least get to once a day, awesome. Great. Let's just build consistency. If you're scaling, you're at 30,000 a month and you want to continue beyond that, you're probably doing a lot more and you're doing 10 stories a day. And maybe you've started to experiment with running Facebook ads. If you're Pink Lily and your Vici collection and you're some of these larger sand and charcoal, you're probably posting 10 times a day on these platforms. And then you're running Facebook ads. So you just have to take where you are in the process. And also remember, you don't have to be everything to everyone. If you have a more messy customer, you're probably not going to be hitting it hard on TikTok. So go where you know your ideal customer is. That's why everything goes back to the foundational layer, layer 1. And when we do surveys together in Retail Bootcamp, many of you are going to be doing that with us. We're going to be talking to your customer about where are they hanging out on social? Where do they engage? What other accounts do they engage with? And when you know that, then you can go do some recon and understand, okay, they like to engage with these other 4 boutiques. Where are those boutiques marketing and what are they doing different than I am? So you don't have to be everywhere and be everything to everyone. Okay.
Ellen asked, are men spending time in the same spaces as women as far as social media platforms, Facebook and Instagram, for example, or elsewhere? How would Alan figure that out?
Well, I mean, the easiest way to figure it out is inside Google Analytics. Google Analytics will break down each of your traffic, each of your traffic sources based on age, gender, and believe it or not, income level. And so, if you have your Google Analytics tag installed, you can go to each of your traffic sources and discover that.
Yeah, your company insights or your Instagram and Facebook insights are going to tell you a lot of that. What's your mix? I would say with the men that I see don't post as much on social, but they're laying there scrolling at night, watching a lot of social. There is a difference in how people engage for sure, but men are definitely still there and active. 2 quick questions. Which app do you suggest for posting ahead on socials native to Meta? So write in your business manager, don't use a third-party app. And then what's the balance between branded, engaging, and sales content? 2/3 sales content, 1/3 a mix of the other 2 for just a basic, the best buckets I can give you. 2/3 sales content, 1/3 a mix of the other 2. All right. Other questions you guys are seeing? Oh, Jeff, this is such a good question for you. Any advice on if your personal page and Facebook group get hacked? How do I get it back? Or is it gone? Do I have to start over?
Just depends. It just depends on how long it's been gone, what they've done in there, the atrocities that they have committed once they've been in there. Facebook determines all of that stuff, whether they will give it back or not. Um, this is one of the aspects inside Boutique of Black that we don't talk about a whole lot, but we do install what they call a ghost admin on your Facebook account. So if it does get hacked, we can get those accounts back for you within 24 hours, and we don't have to go through Facebook. Now, if you've already been hacked, that doesn't necessarily work all the time, and so it's more of an appeal process through Facebook. The one thing that works the best with Facebook is do not stop hounding them. Like, get the link, get the appeal link, and just assume that nobody sees your email. Just keep sending it. and that's the best way to get their attention.
That's so true. On that note, again, what Jeff said, in Boutique Hub Black, we can do the ghost admin. We can't do that anywhere else, but those of you who are in Boutique Hub Black, that's where we can do the ghost admin that can help you get it back. Something really interesting. Did anyone see Mark Zuckerberg's announcement today at Meta? This big video that he posted? Tell me in the chat if you saw this. I just watched it before I jumped on here. It's fascinating. So he's basically talking about how Meta's been pressured by several governments to restrict certain content for reasons. And he said some of those have been taken far beyond, what they should have been, right? It's too much censorship. And so he's basically saying he's wanting to roll that back and increase community notes, which is what Elon's really been doing on X, is really pushing community notes. He's wanted to create that on Meta. And he's saying in all of the ways that they've been trying to monitor this content, they've really had to increase their bot usage. And some of that's been good and some of that's been bad. It's led to, and Jeff, you know the stat of how many pages have been hacked, like how many pages get hacked a week or a month. It's insane. And he's saying we have a lot of them that shouldn't be. It's fine content, but our bots will just mark it as, nudity or whatever, and then they'll take your content down or take your page down, and that's wrong. So they're trying to figure out how to reverse some of that and make the bots not quite so invasive, whatever the word's going to be. But it'll be interesting to see their changes roll out over the next, few months and see how that impacts some of these pages getting taken down.
There was 431,000 business pages hacked last month.
Ooh, that's crazy. Okay, I've got time for maybe, 2 more questions. Jeff, this is a good one. Do you recommend paying to be verified on Facebook and Instagram?
No, no, it's not worth it. We've tested this in Boutique Hub Black backwards and forwards, up and down. It makes our original thought was it would be worth it for live sellers. It is not. It did not produce much. It did not produce much improvement at all. And I advise people don't do it. It's a waste of money.
Okay, all of you can weigh on this. This is a good last question. We'll wrap up with this one. If you're a solo boutique owner, how do you post to all the platforms?
I'm going to stand here and say, I'm always talking about time. And I know as a solopreneur, you're busy and you probably have a life outside of your store. So I like to pick like 2, test those and see like what's working, what's not. Who is your customer? Where do they typically live? Where are they getting their information? And just because there is a TikTok or there's Threads or there's Pinterest or there's all the things does not mean you have to show up all the places if you don't have a plan and you don't have customers there. So I like taking things off my plate. I really do, because you can only put on so many things. But Facebook business wise, there's a lot you can do there. If your customers aren't there and they're on Instagram, you would know that real fast. You would know that real fast. This is where some of your customer interviews and things like that are going to come into play. I talk to a lot of people that really try hard on TikTok and they say, I've heard you're supposed to be there. I've heard you're supposed to be there, but they don't get traction there. So if that's the case, then stop, put your effort and energy someplace else. You don't have to be something to absolutely anybody and everybody. Where are they spending the majority of their time?
Yeah, I would echo that. You don't post on all platforms. like bring on a new platform as an experiment, and then evaluate those platforms on the same metric. And the only metric that matters is conversions, in my opinion. And like my team will tell you, like I never shut up about this. But which platform actually produces sales, and then that's the metric that you evaluate those platforms on. If it doesn't produce sales, if it's just a flattery metric, if it's just impressions, if it's just views, and it doesn't produce sales, move on.
Yeah.
And don't invest your time in it.
Mm-hmm. I saw somebody, at least I think it was you mentioned Pinterest. That is something we've got a more information coming about in Retail Bootcamp this round is Pinterest, just because there's been a lot of changes with that, and how long your pins stay active, all of those kind of things that we want to make sure. If you're looking for an alternative platform, if you're looking for something that has longevity to it, we want to make sure we've raised awareness about Pinterest itself. That's one thing about looking at a platform, putting what energy I put into something and how long it lives there, right? And then what my ROI is coming back out of it. So I appreciate you bringing up the Pinterest as a platform, because it is kind of that sleeper. It really is. It's something a lot of times people just don't think too much about.
Well, it's not even a social media platform. I think that's the biggest difference is people kind of put it in that category, but it's a search engine. Yeah. So if you look at the numbers, an average Instagram post lasts 4 hours. An average pin on Pinterest has a lifespan of 4 months. So it's very different. And the cool thing about Pinterest is now, any of the video content you create for Reels and TikToks, you can also cross-post it on Pinterest and YouTube Shorts. Highly recommend you do it. There's just like so many more opportunities. Pinterest has changed so much. So that is definitely worth investing your time into. And there's great planning platforms like Tailwind, where you can pre-schedule a lot of that content on Pinterest. Or if you have Pinterest integrated as a sales channel on Shopify, you can automatically launch all your products onto Pinterest. So that's a great place to be.
There is a little bit of a cheat code with Pinterest. You guys want to hear it? So Pinterest has invested a ton of money into their sales team this last year. They have a clear objective of getting you guys to buy ads on Pinterest. But in order to get you to that level, they do a free organic traffic optimization call with pretty much all of their reps. And that call is worth its weight in gold. They will walk you through how to optimize your profile and your posts and all of that stuff, and then just go into it knowing I'm not going to the next level. I'm not going to go to the paid traffic level, because it rarely converts. But just get on that call and have them help you optimize your Pinterest profile and your posts, and then just cut the cord.
I love it. I mean, get the free information while you can.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, for sure. Okay, you guys help me answer this question again to wrap this up. Just talking about retail bootcamp. Stephanie's asking if you had to choose your first step to invest in, would it be membership, Boutique Black, retail bootcamp, summit? What should I choose and why? It's a loaded question. But Stephanie, I can appreciate where it's coming from, so I'm glad you asked. And everyone can weigh in the comments. I think that would actually be fun to see everyone's feedback in the comments, who's done all.
Yeah, I would. So, okay, tell me, where did you're just getting started? I missed the first part of that.
Yeah, it just say if you're just getting started, you haven't done anything with the boutique before. Where do
you know, I honestly, I think I would probably start if you're just getting started and the time of the year it is, and we're launching retail bootcamp in the next 2 weeks. I would say start in retail bootcamp because we are walking you through all your 6 layers in small group coaching every single week.
Yeah.
Membership is a great complement to that. There are a lot of perks and benefits of membership that don't necessarily come with retail bootcamp, as far as like discounts with service providers, discounts on Hubventory, different things like that. So I think the two complement each other. And then the whole idea of summit is when you want to get together with like-minded people in a room for 2 days and talk shop and rub elbows together and like share stories and just engage with each other in face to face and in person, and like get completely hyped up and do actionable takeaway items from your business, like these workshops. It's really hard to beat that. So I wouldn't discount the summit at all. I think they really go together, right? Especially in a world where we all kind of live in our own little spaces within our boutiques and in our retail businesses. It's nice to get face to face with people. That's why we teach retail bootcamp and Zoom. It's different than this. You're going to see each other's faces in our Zoom class, but to actually give somebody a hug and talk to somebody and have lunch with somebody and have that fellowship, that's what Summit's all about.
Jeff, you want to answer?
I mean, I think I would just follow the flow. I think I would say start with membership, and get your feet wet, but just understand that is a do-it-yourself, learn as you go type platform. The resources are there, but you have to dig in on your own. Like you have to get in there and you have to explore that. If you want to be guided through the foundational layers, if you want our help, like if you want, expert guidance and you want us to make sure that you're putting the Legos in the right spot and like your wall is straight and, and your corners are square, join Retail Bootcamp. Like that's where you got to go. And then when you're ready to scale and you're ready to go big and you've got some ammo in your arsenal, get into Boutique Black.
Yeah, I love that. I agree with all of this. I just want to say, like, retail bootcamp for me is, again, that's where you put all the building blocks together. And this idea, I think so many of us as entrepreneurs become squirrels. And we're just constantly chasing, like, oh, Jeff talked about SEO today. I should go work on SEO. Or, Sarah talked about inventory today. I should go work on inventory. No, there's a system and a process to follow to really make sure your business is shored up. And that's what retail bootcamp does. And once you're in it, you get to do it twice a year, every year for as long as you want. So I think that's like where you go to really solidify the ship. And then I look at membership as membership should pay for itself. So when you invest in membership, when you join annually, you get a few of our courses for free. You get our holiday marketing masterclass, Instagram Ignite. We get a couple of handbooks. I can't remember all the other ones now, but there's several things when you join as an annual member. You also get an option to do one-on-one coaching, or you can join monthly. So monthly is $59 a month. Annual is $29 a month, paid all in one chunk. But the discounts that you get, like the Vistaprint Pro Shop, the discounts with comments sold, just all the service providers who offer discounts only to Boutique Hub members, and then brands. We have 1,000 wholesale brands, and many of them offer discounts at market and on hubventory.com. So all those discounts, those should pay for membership. Like it should be a wash in your books. You're saving what you're investing to be in members. So those are my first two, like that's solidify your business. And then you're going to meet so many people in those two places. Then you're going to not want to miss Summit because all those people are going to be there in person. And that just in-person, like immersion learning is so valuable. It's like, I think Samantha on our team described it yesterday as like the church tent revival that you always knew you needed. Like that's what Summit's about. Being in the energy of that room's incredible. And then like Jeff said, when you've got like some ammo, you're priced right, you've got the products, you know how to build engagement on social, then let's like light some fires behind your business. And that's what Boutique Hub Black is all about.
Yeah, somebody said it earlier today. They said the Vistaprint discount, they save their entire annual Boutique Hub membership just by using their membership discount on Vistaprint.
Yeah.
For all their business cards, their promo, all of their pamphlets, all their postcards, all of those things. That's awesome.
So good. All right, you guys, wow, incredible questions all day today. Thank you for showing up, participating, just asking all the right things. Jeff, thanks for being here today. So good. So good to have you here. Tomorrow is our last day. I feel like these days fly by when we're together. So tomorrow we're wrapping up and we're talking about all the numbers. So bring an extra cup of coffee if you need it. Get excited. We're going to make numbers fun. I promise. Hopefully today was an intro to that. It's not going to be overwhelming in any way. Sarah's going to break it down and make it really easy for you. So.
And I'll just add, I did see somebody, Sarah, whoever Sarah was asking, could the Vistaprint discount now does work for Canadian stores? So we worked that through, the end of last summer. So yes, if you're a Canadian store as a member, you have access to that Vistaprint Pro Shop discount as well. So that's a big win in 2024.
Love it.
But numbers tomorrow. Let's not freak out about it. We're going to talk inventory, financials, profit first. We're going to talk about your reports. We're going to try to break it down, just like I said in ChatGPT, so a middle schooler can understand. Again, that is why I have that in there as a prompt, because I want to make sure, you know, we say like your mission statement should be able to be repeated by a fourth grader, right? Your mission statement of your business should be able to be repeated by a fourth grader. So I want everything that we're talking about to, you know, resonate with everybody tomorrow.
Absolutely. If you guys have a question today that didn't get answered, please drop it in our chat bot at theboutiquehub.com or email happypeople@theboutiquehub.com. Our team would love to help you with anything that we didn't get to answer live today. All right. Thanks for coming. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day, everyone.
Thanks, guys.